Hi,
October 28th, Judge.
October 28th.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, see you all back on October 28th.
I do appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Anyone else ready? Yes, sir. Ricardo Ramirez.
This helps keep this.
See. All right, thank you.
Yes. Correct. Judge.
Hello. All right. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 9472, State versus Ricardo Ramirez Jr. Can I have parties announced?
Luis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Ramirez.
All right, the defendant has previously entered a plea of true on the motion to revoke, and we're just here for the court to sentence.
Correct, Judge.
All right. Yes.
Judge, so Mr. Ramirez, the court had sent him to adult drug court with the idea that he's perfectly willing to do that. When he gets there, he just doesn't qualify because his needs aren't great enough for that. We wanted to address the status issue with the court, didn't have a chance to do that before the MTR was issued. But we're here, we've conferred. I've conferred with probation, I've conferred with the state. What we think is appropriate, given his needs and given the TAP evaluation and what drug court found, we're hoping that supportive outpatient and a year on SCRAM, there's a new SCRAM bracelet, would be sufficient for the court.
All right.
Judge, Steve Jarvis was here on Thursday when we were kind of looking over the case, and the recommendation that's listed on the court summary, he did not agree with. We combed through on the court summary and on the TAP evaluation, we combed through the case, and based on the violations that were presented, we just felt like status would not be the best option, and it would just be overkill basically. So we did come up with a plan for supportive outpatient treatment, and then getting him on the track watch if the court.
No, but that's correct, Your Honor. We all kind of conferred together, and that was what we came up with.
Okay. Anything you want to say? You
Um,
want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Ricardo Ramirez.
All right, what do you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. I was issued the initial MTR in January and I've been compliant ever since. No major violations. I've been working hard on complying with everything that the court has issued.
Working, the game plan boy.
And I am working. I have a good job. Status would require me to leave that job, which I've been at for almost 12 years.
Mhm.
It's very important.
So here's my question for you. So obviously, someone believes you need some type of treatment. And what I can tell you, when you get to the point where it's a DWI third, obviously you're a person who has a problem controlling alcohol intake. So the only issue we're here for today is whether or not I'm going to send you to inpatient treatment or whether or not I am going to follow the agreement that's been reached. So what you need to focus on with me is not that it's going to cost you your job or any of that. You need to focus with me on what have you been doing to maintain your sobriety. So tell me about that.
Yes, ma'am. I've been going to AA regularly. I completed the initial counseling that was recommended in the original probation.
Mhm.
I made sure I finished those classes and obliged by by your judgments.
And how often have you been doing AA meetings?
A few times a week, that was,
All right, so what do you mean by a few times a week?
2 to 3 times a week.
Okay, and you can continue. What else have you been doing?
I thought you were on scram for a while.
I was on scram, so the initial NTR back in January had me at 30 days on scram. I was on it for about 60 days, no violations.
Still on the pen.
Still on the breathalyzer unit, just to show you that I am committed to sobriety. So I've had no major violations since January, so almost 9.5 months. I am dedicated. I am willing to show you that I am dedicated.
All right, so this is what you need to realize, and this is what I tell a lot of people. So if you are unsuccessful on this probation, you're looking at potentially 6 years in the prison. And you know, if you end up going to prison, you're probably going to lose your employment. You understand? Probation. So, do you think he needs the intensive outpatient treatment? Or do you think continuing with sober support meetings isn't?
Judge, this, I would say the supportive outpatient treatment, in addition to, at a minimum, in addition to his sober support meeting.
All right, so how often do you want him to do sober support meetings?
Twice a week.
All right, so number one, you're gonna have to do NA or AA meetings 2 times per week at a minimum. Do you understand? Now, if you need more than that to maintain your sobriety, of course you can do more,
Yes,
but at a minimum, 2 times per week. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
And then they want supportive outpatient treatment, so I'm going to order that. And then with regards to the alcohol monitoring device, what are you requesting?
He's currently on the portable device, a portable handheld device.
Mhm.
Another way that we can track alcohol monitoring is either increase the amount of times that he goes into that device or put him on that track watch, Judge.
Which is the least expensive?
Well,
Because it's the track watch. How much is that?
that one's the one that's either $5 or $10 a day.
So track watch, that's $5 to $10 per day.
Mhm.
So you're looking at about maybe $150 a month, or perhaps $300 a month. Or you can remain on the other device that you have, and you're gonna have to blow in it more than what you're blowing into the machine for testing.
I'm okay with keeping the device and doing it more often.
All right, how often do you,
How often does he currently?
3 times a day.
3 times a day?
Yes.
Every day, right? There's no,
Every day.
yeah. 5? That
And that's-
feasible?
I think that's feasible if,
all right, then it'll be testing 5 times per day. All right, is there anything else?
No.
All right, thank you for addressing appropriately for court. They'll go over conditions with you. Make sure you follow them, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you. Yeah. All right. All right, Antonio Garcia.
Judge, you should last week, we recall this. I know you wanted to speak to him about the violation.
State, have you had a chance to review this violation report? It's for Antonio Garcia. He's on page.
Wait, Judge, if you want me to, I can remind him, or if you want to give me a couple of
Yes,
minutes.
yeah, I'll give you a couple of minutes. All right, if you step back, they'll call you back up. Sure. And what page is Rio's on? Yes.
So,
Found out what's going on. The state is having trouble confirming the deductible
Yes.
PSA.
So they told me that the complainant was in the hospital. At first they said, we don't have the information. So I said, okay, then there'll be no restitution. But immediately after I said that, then they said, hey, the advocate just got a text message. So they're not at 1,500. They say it's 1,000, but they say that the complainant is in the hospital.
That's what they told me.
So they don't have it right now. So are you okay with a reset? And your client can, of course, appear by Zoom.
That's fine, Judge.
All right, State, on Ryan Rios, how much time are you requesting? Because I know you said the complainant was in the hospital.
She's undergoing some medical treatment right now. I did ask our advocate to try to reach back out to her to answer that question that you had, but she
Mhm.
hasn't responded. And if she's attached to machines and stuff, I don't know how much she can.
Okay.
So if you could give us at least just maybe a week, we can get an answer.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you recall this for 30 days, and counsel, if they have it before then and you all are able to confer off docket, then we can take care of it.
Okay, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Bashan, Ryan Rios on that restitution hearing, it's being recalled for October 13th.
we can put it.
All right, before we take up that, we have to take up a matter with Mr. Cornelius Cox. You know, it's all family.
I think it's a very important matter too, Judge.
Mr. Cox's lawyer, I've advised him to not comment.
Cornelius,
The period of mourning, it needs to be respected. On NFL and college level, he's just in a bad place.
but Cornelius, I understand you guys are gonna be playing Miami,
Okay, that's gonna get there.
but you still have your, oh, you came with your championship hat, okay.
We gotta get out the way for basketball season, Judge.
You gotta wait for basketball. So do you think you all are out of the running completely because of the 2 losses or?
No, my thing is this here. One thing you have to do is win the race. So you're still in the hunt.
Yeah,
So,
there was some turnovers.
what's up?
Yeah. What, I tell you what, you know what I think was tougher than that? Notre Dame's loss. And you know what somebody said at the Notre Dame's loss? They said, let's see how they're gonna still let them make the playoffs, even though they lost at home. I was shocked when I looked at the rankings. I think they dropped to 24. Usually when they lose a game, they only move a space down. Sometimes they'll move a space up. But I feel your pain.
The pain. Pain is great.
I feel your pain. However, I'm glad it's not on my end, but I feel,
There's still hope.
Deputies.
Yeah.
I switched these 2 gentlemen.
so I don't even think us playing at night was a problem.
You switch from, thank you.
But I knew as night fell.
It's, you just still remember the praying hands and the tears.
All right.
All righty.
Defer to the gallery.
All right, Megan,
Yes, Judge.
so,
a chance for the violation report.
yes,
The violation report. I've had a chance to review it, and my review of it appears that the defendant just stopped at places he was not supposed to go, and so I'll let Mr. Martinez offer explanation to them.
all right, so what do you want with regards, what do you want the court to do with regards to the violation report?
For the GPS violations, in my review of them, they're not extremely egregious. I would just ask for a sanction.
All right, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your work schedule?
I work Monday through Friday, 3 to 11, and when weekends are posted, I send it to Mr. McCory and he approves it for a set time.
And just, this was a miscommunication.
Yeah.
Mr. Garcia's had his car repossessed, so he and his wife were down to one car. He dropped her, he got gas in her car, took her to work, and that was it. He had communicated with GPS, thought that issue I thought it was a non-issue. And so that's why we're having, at that point, we get the issue with the GPS thing. He's had some communications back and forth. He's tried to be as open and communicative with people as possible. There are occasionally some hiccups, but we found that if he keeps, number one, if he keeps communicating, and number two, if he's dealing with the same person, Mr. McCory, that we typically don't have these issues. So he's apologetic to the court, but that's the crux of the issue.
It was 2 weekends in a row where he approved my going to work. And I'm literally either on the way or already at work. And first they call me from California, and then they call me from pretrial that I'm not approved for set work time, that I have to turn back home. So they've written me up, and I was on the verge of losing my job also because of said lack of communication. It's gotten better. And we're communicating on a much better level now. I had to sit down with him the last day I was here, when we were here, and he gave me the UA, whatever, and I passed, and we had a frank conversation.
So is there an issue with communication currently?
No, ma'am, I communicated him this morning that I was gonna be in court, and if he needed me to go afterwards, because I have to go to the bondsman afterwards, if the court allows.
I mean, it seems like that part is good. His communication with Mr. McCurry is actually pretty good.
Okay.
The problem is sometimes things don't get put in the notes.
Yes.
And if he's going outside of normal hours that have been approved, sometimes it's not in the notes. And so they'll jump on him, and that's what was happening here.
Yeah, he went on vacation last week, and there was a new guy that I had to communicate with, and I went to work, and he says, "Oh, what are you doing? You're not scheduled to work." I said, "My schedule is Monday through Friday, 3 to 11." He said, "Well, he didn't put it in the notes, but let me fix it right now." And I said, out of curiosity, he already had approved the weekend, and did he put that in the notes? And he said no. And he did it right there and then. So sometimes, I mean, I understand I'm not the only defendant, so sometimes it might miss, but
But certainly you're trying to communicate to them as well as you can.
yes, sir.
All right, and has he already completed the
I'm already set for the in-person assessment for bright lifetime recovery and all that.
he's reading my mind. Get out of my mind.
Yes.
All right, so here's my question, State. Do you all want to do maybe a tracking and specific areas he's not allowed to be in? That's just something to think about. If the issue is he's not being allowed to work, or either do tracking with a curfew.
Yeah, okay, let me just, I'm sorry, that's why you're asking me. And then-
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay, yes, I will look at that.
All right, so guys, just have a seat and see if you all can come to an agreement, so maybe we don't have this issue again. And then come up when you're ready to approach.
Yes.
Yes. Is there anything else? Who on page 8? Okay.
1:30.
All right.
Weekends would be the same. Weekends would be the same.
Yes, that was the various would be a long shift, it's supposed to be that shift, okay? So it'll be, so it'll be either 4 hours per year, 4 hours. Like 11 to 11, or.
Judge,
Yes.
we have a sentencing on Mr. Murrin. I'm asking for additional time for setting. I've got some reasons why, but I've talked to the state about that.
All right.
Just let me
Let
know.
me,
It's on the list.
which page is it?
I don't.
I'm sorry, what's your client's name?
Lynn Morin.
Adriana, do you have the page for Morin? Oh, no problem.
You admire Mr. Cox's bravery
Yeah.
for walking in, standing up like a man and walking in.
Well, I appreciate the fact that Charles Bonk was representing him.
Really,
Thank you.
not gonna appreciate it when he gets the bill. but-
All right, Mr. Marine.
That's-
All right, and you're saying, counsel, that you're requesting a continuance?
I am, Judge.
Okay, what's the reason?
So I had some family issues last week, that kind of chewed up my whole week. And the week before that, I was in a murder trial in Carson City.
Okay.
And so I do need some additional time to prepare and get the witnesses ready and those sorts of things. But it's our first setting. I've conferred with the state on this.
Do you have any objection?
I'm not objecting, Judge, for continuance at this time.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can recall this in 2 weeks, please.
One.
All right, September 29th.
We do another day that week because I'm out of county, both Monday and Tuesday.
All right, Norma? He says he's out of county Monday and Tuesday. Are you able to do it that Thursday?
Yes. Yes,
All right, we'll be back on October 2nd for sentencing.
thanks, Judge.
Thank you, Judge. May I be
Thank you.
excused?
Thank you for addressing appropriately. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Procedures.
All right, which one? All right, Abel Hernandez. See. All right, so where are we on the Laurel Ridge records?
I actually do believe those are still outstanding. I did not check on those, Your Honor. We had another issue come up with a juvenile proceeding that we need some more time on.
All right, when is the juvenile proceeding going to take place?
There is allegations that there is a juvenile case pending. that I don't know anything, other than she has confirmed that there's a juvenile case they expect to file against him. So
Okay.
that's all I know about that. So I would like to know more about that in addition to Laurel Ridge Wreckage.
All right, so this is going to be the last setting for discovery. If it's not tendered to the defense, then the court will consider whatever motions you wish to file, Mr. Bond.
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Ferguson, on this case, if I can have a 30-day reset for discovery.
Yeah, that's fine, Judge.
All right, so we're going to come back on October 16th. That'll be for discovery to make sure that your counsel has all of the information he needs to proceed, okay?
All right, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Heath.
Judge.
You're welcome.
All right, let's talk about that. This Texas docket had a little bit of everything: bond conditions, probation violations, discovery delays, even a detour into football talk. And Judge Ferguson managed it all with her usual blend of professionalism, pragmatism, and the occasional touch of humor. Was Ricardo Ramirez Jr. back on a motion to revoke probation tied to a DWI. The original plan had been drug court, but evaluators decided his needs didn't quite fit. Instead, both sides agreed on supportive outpatient treatment, continued monitoring, and increased AA attendance. Ramirez himself testified that he'd been sober for over 9 months, attending meetings 2 to 3 times per week, and staying compliant with his alcohol monitoring devices. His attorney stressed the importance of keeping him employed, noting he'd been at the same job for nearly 12 years. Judge Ferguson struck the balance: outpatient treatment, plus a minimum of 2 AA or NA meetings per week, along with 5 daily breath tests. Her tone was sharp but encouraging, reminding him that another failure could mean up to 6 years in prison. It was a clear warning wrapped in a second chance. Next, Garcia, whose violation involved GPS monitoring. He'd been written up for going places without approval, though he explained it as miscommunication tied to car troubles and conflicting instructions from different officers. His attorney backed him up, saying Garcia had been trying to stay transparent, but sometimes got caught in red tape. The judge listened carefully, weighing whether the violations were serious or just clerical noise. She directed the parties to work out a solution, possibly tighter tracking or a curfew, but made it clear that excuses wouldn't cut it going forward. Garcia himself seemed earnest, apologetic, and willing to do whatever it took to keep his job and stay compliant. We also saw smaller moments. Ryan Rios' restitution hearing was reset because the complainant was in the hospital, a reminder that victims' circumstances often drive scheduling. Lynn Morin's sentencing was continued when defense counsel admitted he wasn't fully prepared, with the state not objecting. And Abel Hernandez's case was pushed out 30 days to resolve discovery issues and clarify overlapping juvenile proceedings. In each instance, Judge Ferguson showed flexibility, but stressed that delays couldn't continue indefinitely. And yes, there was even a foot bass. When one defendant's attorney mentioned his client's rough week, Judge Ferguson joked about college football rankings, turnovers, and Notre Dame's unexpected drop in the polls. It was a brief moment of levity, reminding everyone that even in a courtroom full of serious matters, a little humanity goes a long way. The overall atmosphere was structured, but DS warnings for probationers, pragmatic resets for cases that weren't quite ready, and even space for a lighthearted exchange. Through it all, Judge Ferguson kept the docket moving, blending accountability with empathy and making sure no one left unclear about what came next. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.